We are back. We've been doing a bunch of stuff, and we kind of stumbled back and forth between a few things. So what we're going to do today is actually already pre-done, and we're going to show you that now. We're also going to show you how we got there in just a short recap, and then we're actually going to go and do those steps live for you to see and for us to find out if we still remember them. So at the end of the last video, we were here, day 4. So this is how far we got, right? You can select your stuff, and then you have a total here, and you get to select the different options. All that stuff is working. And we went from there to here, where you have the 3 fields at the top: country of issuance, source language, and target language. And then depending on what you set, if you don't select anything as country of issuance, then there's nothing. And as soon as you select anything, then the items that you want to get become available. Now here's the thing. We wanted to, or we actually almost succeeded at implementing conditional logic that only displays the stuff that's available for this country. So you can see we have Russia selected here. So we get other documents, apostille, school leaving certificate. Then we get nothing. And then we get divorce decree. So the nothing here that we don't get is what was this? Assurance of citizenship? Assurance of naturalization. That's a thing that's only available for a country of issuance, Germany, right? So we kind of wanted to, we found out that we can do this. But what happens is that the wrapper is still there. So instead of the item just disappearing, there's a blank space there. And we weren't happy with that. So we tried to put in a placeholder here that just says this translation item is not available for your country of issuance. But then we were unable to hide this because a certain option is missing from the conditional logic, and we're going to look into that in a moment. So we have, in the ones that are available, like let's pick Germany, then there's a bunch of Russian stuff that's now not available, right? Russian and Ukrainian, but the assurance of naturalization becomes available. But this one here that just says it's not available is always shown. So that's the problem we had, and that's where we kind of stopped. We kind of went, fuck it, we'll do something else. It's like when you play Monkey Island, you try to solve one riddle and then you don't get anywhere, and then you try to do something else. I'm sure everybody gets that reference. So what we had, and just look at how complex this thing became. Like that was the other thing. We were like, okay, this is way too complex. This is frying our brains. We don't want to do that. So we kind of went back a little, and you're going to see where we actually ended up in a moment. But you remind me, Anja, what was how far did we get here?
Yes, that's a good
Jesus.
question. Yeah,
additional options.
It got to a point where
it just became crazy, right? Yeah. So we had, right. So we have everything. We have, okay, proforms. We have the div here with the countries in it, with country option, source language option, target language option, right? Those are just select fields. And then we have a wrapper that's around everything. And that wrapper is
conditional wrapper from the proforms.
That's exactly right.
Because we always have to see if it's a proforms thing or a Bricks condition. This one is
exactly, yeah. Proforms has its own conditions, as we learned in the last video. So if the form field country is not empty, then all of this appears, which you just saw, right? Like if this is empty, if we select the placeholder, then nothing appears. So that part worked, and that also is the one that we kept. And then if we have the item loop, and inside, and that's the problem. The item loop is a wrapper that's always displayed. Even if, and this, then we have 2 conditional wrappers inside that item loop, and one is hidden if the country is not, if the item is not available for that country of issuance, and the other one is shown if it's not available for that country of issuance.
We decided for now, I think, to remove all those conditions inside Except for the one.
But
Right?
here's why it didn't work. That's the kicker.
Ah,
Because you get, like, if the country field is not contained in the post terms of this item, like if this item has as a country taxonomy, has everything except Germany, right? Or yeah, then it won't appear if it's German. Oh, for
and
fuck's sake!
yeah, and
But
we would need
if
the
it's not, if
condition is not contained in, and that
exactly,
one is not existent, but it's going to be
exactly,
in the next release, I think.
yeah, in the next Proforms release, this is actually going to become available. But for
Yes.
now, it's
And then
just
we can
all
go
we
on
have
with
is
this.
exactly this is contained in, and then there's no is
It's not
not contained in, and that's the problem. So that leads to this field always showing up, right? Which just causes confusion and adds nothing to the user experience. So that's the problem. But yes, we spoke to Daniele, or Anja did, and Daniele actually said, "Oh, nice. Yeah, we're gonna have is not contained in available as an option in the next version of Bricksforge." And I believe, did we want to? I think we agreed to give him access so he can just
Yeah, but he doesn't have time
doesn't
right
have
now, so
time. Okay, then
he can do
we'll
it on
wait.
Monday.
We'll
But
wait
I would
until.
rather just wait till that's available
Yeah,
and do other stuff.
that's right.
So
We have plenty of stuff to do, so no problem here. Anyway, so that's what we tried and failed at least for now. And then where we landed is actually this. So you're seeing that it's already looking a little bit more like the original. Like the original's down here. It has now this whole blurb at the beginning and audio translation here. Everything very nice. And then please select your country of issuance and reselect whatever. And then it's just everything appears for now, right? Whatever here, everything appears. So you can see that we actually streamlined, even on the front end, we streamlined a bunch of stuff. And there's even more streamlining in the background. So first of all, we decided, hey, I think we can get rid of these descriptions altogether. So if we go to day 4, we have here description stuff. And if you look at the items that are down here, you see that these descriptions basically just said, this is only if country of issuance is Germany, Ukraine, Russia, and then it says the prices, right? But we don't need this because ultimately we're going to do conditional logic to just show and hide them. So we don't need to explain where they're available or not. And then we don't need the second half here where we have the price, because the price we can just put in here. There. And another massive improvement that we have. I mean, it's a tiny thing, but it improves user experience, and also our experience is down here. You now have the euro sign here, right? For the total. And whereas here you just had item total and then you had this, but no euro sign. So let's see how we can get from there to here. And what should we start with, Anja?
we can. The easiest thing is to remove the description.
Okay. Nothing happened. Nothing happened. Everything was fine. Okay, so again, let's get rid of this. Yeah, exactly. Nothing to see here. So instead of Eminem, we're calling this guy. Yeah, I decided jokes are fine, but with our brains getting completely twisted at this point, we decided now just do something nice
correctly.
Item picker. Let's name them correctly. So we are gonna put first. Let's do the total field. So that's really nice here. There's two things that we can do here to improve how it's displayed, and also to just open it up for then our own styling. First of all, we're gonna wrap this in a conditional wrapper, and that one we're gonna call sum wrapper, and we're gonna put here a live value field. Look at that, isn't that nice? And the live value field is just going to give us the content of another field. So we're also going to be using these live value fields later when we build the summary. because you can just output whatever is input in another field. So what we
That's
want
gonna be fun.
oh yeah, that's going to be a lot of fun. But I mean, in our heads, we know how to do it. It's just it's just going to be busy work. I think it's going to be fairly easy actually to do. I mean, you need to build a grid and then you should be off to the races. You just need to put the content in. So item total post slug is the field that we want to give. We want to display the contents of. Tag name is span. Fallback is, but we can't do if it's 0. Fallback is just if it's empty, right?
Maybe if the sum is empty, right? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly what fallback means in this case, but
Yeah.
we can
Space
check later.
euro is definitely something we need to have there. And
Then
we
maybe
should
the
be good.
fallback is 0. Try putting in 0. I
Yeah,
don't know. When there's no value in the field, I don't know. We
let's
have
find
to
out.
try.
Okay. That's something we actually don't have in the old one. So yeah. And now here's the other thing. Bricksforge, Daniela actually has already thought of this, and there's a switch down here that says only remote. And if I flip the switch, then this field is actually not displayed on the front end. It's just a calculation field that does a calculation for you, but it doesn't display. So that's really nice. Now, one thing, do we have, no, it completely disappears, right? Because if there's a gap here, then the gap should double. So now that should be the first win of the day. We have, if we pick anything, apostille, I want the apostille, then we can see here that it says €35.70. I think I'm already seeing something that bugs me a little bit. Let's find out.
Space? No.
Yeah, there's extra space here. See,
is it a padding? Something?
See, because
calculation.
Because the calculation field is there, obviously. It's just not displayed, but its wrapper is still there, I guess. And then, it's a problem for future math and future
fine tuning.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so number 1, we'll call this a win. Okay, we'll put this in the win column. And the next thing we're going to do is build we wanted to add the prices. So we go to item options, not item options, we go to the picker first. We say here in the option, also look at these tiny fields, man. So I'm just going to use a text editor for this. That's the def option price, open bracket, euros, close bracket, Control A, Control C. Put this in here. And now
magic.
We do the same thing with the special options. Yeah. There we go. Cost $35.70. Want it the next day, right? So all of this is very nice. The school leaving certificate, apostille included, costs $30. And then we have the special options. It will include an attachment. So all of this is nice. The only thing that now is kind of a problem is because the other documents, they obviously don't cost €0. They cost TBD euros. So we don't know yet how to handle that. So whatever fix you have, another problem pops up, right? So, and also here it says €0. But I think for this we already did a fix, right? We had something that hides it if it's 0. This was the fix. Add conditions, add item, and then we have a form field, and the form field is this guy, general.
And then you would have to add another text thing for the special.
Is greater than 0, right? So if the price is 0, right, because it's a number.
Yes,
needs to be a number.
Another thing we learned.
Yeah, the hard way.
The hard way.
Now we can go ahead and build the 3 fields at the top, right?
Yeah.
I don't think there's anybody stopping us here. So outside of the item, first of all, I believe the item is going to be wrapped in, yeah, of course, this is going to be wrapped in a conditional wrapper. So we'll do that first. The subtotal, the subtotal is a subtotal. Nothing happens with that. So we go conditional wrapper and whatever, hide if no country. I'm going to put the item in there. And also, I believe we've figured out that this wrapper here is a relic. We don't need that.
Because the conditional wrapper also has, but
because
put the
because the
grid on
conditional
this.
wrapper is, yeah, we need to put the grid. This has a grid too, right?
But
So
we had a problem. Wasn't there a problem if we put the grid on? No, you can't put the grid on
there's
the
always a
wrapper. You
problem.
have to put it in the CSS,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
That
We
was
needed to use the
yeah.
recipe because for some reason there's already CSS on this conditional wrapper by Proforms that clashes with the grid2 class. So that's another thing we found out. So first of all, we get rid of this, right? We delete this and move the children up. Yes, allow. Delete, move children up. So now we have the item, but yeah, it's not in a grid. So now we want to have a, first of all, we need to make this 100%. Although it is 100, I need a massage.
Oh, who doesn't?
In a whirlpool. So root. No, wait, we just need to do add grid too.
Mhm.
And tab. Bingo. And then we need the gap. Okay, so now we're back.
Mhm.
So that's the first thing. We now need to add a height of no country. So not even inside the yeah, oh yes, of course, inside the row forms.
Yes, because you want to use the conditions
Yeah, but
from the field.
while we're here, one thing that needs to go outside. Oh no, we'll do that later. We'll do this one step at a time. Okay, so we have the countries. So we're going to do a block for that. National select, because it's countries and languages, so I'm just going to call it national select. So we're going to put 3 selects in here. Select, select, select. And for the country, we have a loop. And this is going to loop through terms, country of issuance. Do you see it? There. And I believe that should be it. There's nothing else to do for this one.
Yes, there is. You need to put the
Placeholder.
labels in, otherwise you won't see anything.
Oh yeah, I screwed myself with that last time too, right?
Yes. Haven't learned the thing.
Yeah, so it needs to be term
Name?
post terms country, right?
Term name.
Really?
Yeah.
But then how does it know which term we're talking about?
It loops, so it just outputs one after the other.
Oh, of course, because yeah, because it has its loop. Never mind. Never mind.
You can
Value.
cut that out.
Yeah, exactly. Just edit it out of the video. Calculation. Did we have anything
Value
in here?
is the same, I think. Oh, wait. Did we? No, I think you can use the name. I think. Have you given ID to the field? I'm not sure. I don't remember. The select.
Yeah, this needs to be called country.
And maybe label too.
Label there. Wait, we do need conditional logic on this. Conditions. Add conditions. Add item. So if this form field country is not empty, save. It's funny how much faster this is to show people than to actually come up with it. Yeah, so this looks nice. I do want to have a gap in here. So first of all, we're going to put on the national select, we're going to make that a grid 3. Also, we need to go to Proforms itself, and then we need to go to global field styles, and this needs to be 0 because we're using gaps, not bottom margins.
Not like chumps.
Yeah, exactly. We're not chumps.
But I think it's.
There are no chumps in this.
Did it just remove the gap from the price field too?
Yeah, we need to put the gaps in back here. Yeah.
Okay.
So now we need to put a gap on Proforms itself, which we're just going to do with root because with not with generated code. By the way, this is also a really nice feature that I've yet to tinker around with in Advanced Themer. I believe that this just gives us full access to the generated. Well, it obviously does, but
I don't think you can change it. But it's.
I think
Can you?
that the CSS is read only, but the HTML you can even tinker around with it. What's with all the empty lines?
That would. I would.
Parse HTML, so it's going to double check again. Yeah, I'm not messing with it yet.
I don't think it.
But
it can be done like that.
No?
It looks like, yeah. I think it's just what your settings generate, so you can check for errors and problems.
Content gap. Okay.
And you don't have to
I-
go to the inspector all the
Okay.
time.
Yeah.
I'm not
I
sure.
mean, if you want to find out, all you need to do.
Don't do it on this side.
That's true. Yeah. But all you really need to do is just watch one of Maxime's 3-hour videos, and then you know.
Yeah.
So, and that also means that here we can now. Wait, the padding is at the bottom. Why is there no padding then now?
Maybe it's just breaks again. Maybe check on the front end. You never know.
Is it messing with us? It's messing
No,
with us.
it
It's
isn't.
pointing in our face and laughing. Look at that. Okay, we're not gonna fix cosmetics now, but we're gonna well, we are, but not this cosmetic. So we're gonna go to item, no, to height of note.
Look, and then I think it also removed all the paddings from inside the form, and all the
That's
one
it.
that
Yeah,
bothered you before. It's also gone.
true. That's gone.
So we
Yeah.
have to add some
Hey, that's the
padding,
good news.
like some gaps in there, because
So yeah,
everything's
this guy needs a gap. That's right. I mean, for this, I actually made a class, so why not use the class? It's called conditional
But this
wrapper.
one,
Yeah.
I think you need to add the gap to the item, right?
Yeah, I do. That's right. So the conditional wrapper has, what does the conditional wrapper have again? Oh yeah, it just sets it to 100% and
And you
display
have a gap.
flex direction column gap. So inside the condition, but for this it doesn't matter. Which, by the way, I think what was the other okay, let me see. Okay, first we lock this, get rid of this. Did I not do something on the?
Now you're confusing me.
Now I need to get rid of the 100% because the class did that.
Okay.
Right. And then here we have the grid thing that we wanted. So that's nice. And we should be back in action.
But now you have to add the gap to the item.
Yep,
right?
this item needs a gap.
And then it's gonna
Row
be
gap.
okay.
Yeah, oh, not an ACSS, not an AT, but an ACSS. Where's the content gap? There. So I believe, wait, that didn't do anything. Did that do anything? Oh, okay.
Yeah, but
now
no,
the item options need a gap as well.
Oh no.
Oh Christ.
Maybe
But no, let's do this right. Let's do this right. This is
conditional. Yeah.
we're speaking of condition, we're conditioning ourselves to do it right. So let's do it right. So here
That's
since there's only
okay.
one thing in it, it's fine.
No
yeah.
gap.
So item options now have the proper gap, except no, even including here. Let's look at the front end. Okay, so now we should have, please select your country of issuance. If we select anything, everything should pop up. Good. Good. Basic options. I want another document. Very nice. Wonderful. No price down here because it's 0. Then this one has a price down here. The gap is the same. So yeah. This is coming together nicely. Look at that. Look at that. Oh, the file picker. I don't know why the file picker here.
What happened?
Yeah, I did. I had that. We had that once before.
Okay.
It makes no sense to me. But we're just gonna pretend it's
Everything
not
looks
happening.
the same.
Yeah, everything's fine here. Oh God. Why is it here? Why is it, Daniele? What's happening?
Maybe reload.
No, it's
And maybe remove the preview. Something maybe messed up there.
Yeah.
But it's gonna be okay in the end.
It's gonna be okay. That's what you need to remember. Includes attachment. So yeah. This is all pretty good. What was the other thing? I want to fix this now. I want to see why there's no bottom padding. Okay.
Right click on some item in the, let me see. It's a style overview. Go to style overview.
Okay, yeah. Oh shit, of course.
And then you see all the styles.
It's custom.
I don't know which one this is just a ID. Oh yeah, maybe we didn't give it this class. So position fixed, custom CSS.
Why does it have width 100?
I don't know.
And then it does show me where we are, and then we can go somewhere else.
Oh yeah.
Another AT feature that I've
Yeah, really good.
Really nice. Yeah. So even oh yeah, it shows me the raw CSS.
Yeah,
It shows the
that's
structure
awesome.
on and off. Wait, if I toggle the structure off, there's less space.
Yeah, you should. Maybe that's a little bug, and you should have
Yeah,
like full screen CSS. But yeah,
that's okay.
But it's still awesome, I think.
Oh, it is. Oh,
Yeah.
so the padding bottom that we just gave it here, this is what caused this.
Ah.
Because we
Okay.
just decided we don't want to have this. We want to use gap,
Global.
and then boom, it fucked us here. So let's just use important. I don't care.
Better now.
I think we're pretty close to where we wanted to go.
Just
So
add the languages up top, and then I think
that's right.
I think we're there.
Item picker here. We want to have we want to get better content here. Label. The label is genau. Yeah, genau. Genau is a German word for right. And the option is going to be, no, the placeholder is going to be, yeah, of course, going to be do you one of these there. And the next thing we're going to do is just go down here. We're going to grab all this stuff. There, we want this text. And we're going to put this above the form. We're going to put an H and then a rich text. And we're going to give this a class. I believe, did I come up with a class for this? Form box. Yeah, I made, so there's a new class here that I made while you guys weren't watching, while you guys were asleep. Form box. And I believe I'm using that class also on items. So, because right now the item is styled on ID level, which is bad. It's jail time. So we get rid of the styles here and instead we give it that class. Form box. Bingo. And the heading, and it's an H2. It should be an H1, right? Because
is it the only thing on the page?
I believe so. Because we decided, and I think that makes a lot of sense. We decided that in the end, we're not gonna, because right now the website has the ordering form in the footer, right? So you start the front page, you go to the front page, you go to the footer, and there it is, right? And then only the ordering forms for the other languages are in their own pages. And this completely and absolutely tanks page speed score. I believe we're at what, 45 on mobile devices. It's horrible. So what we're going to do is, even though gravity forms is the culprit here, and when we get rid of gravity forms, I'm sure it's going to go up probably 10-20%. Still, we don't want to have that heavy form in the footer anymore. Because if somebody wants to order, they're just going to click that button anyway, right? And then they're just going to pick their language. And then there's no need for this to just go down here. It can just go to its own page, and then that's where the order form is going to live. So that's what's going to happen with the new order form. So this needs to go in the container, but not into the profile.
You can do the source and target language later. Doesn't matter. Or you could copy it.
We just did those with static.
Manually, yeah.
Right? Yeah, there's
Static
nothing.
values.
There's no, okay, so there's no magic going on here. We might as well do it. We
copy
didn't
it
do
from
that. We didn't do that in the previous one, actually.
Oh, we didn't?
Source
Okay.
language. And hello? Yes. Target language. And we're just gonna put options, static, and then we just add the items.
Yeah. The label.
Yeah, it still says label. And it needs a placeholder.
Everything else. Nice.
Yeah, we're good. We're good.
We're good.
We got
Very
to the
good.
point we wanted to go. All right, nothing more to say, I think. Thanks for watching, everybody.
Bye bye.
Bye. See you soon.